What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Dylan, and today we're talking about some huge Conjuring news, the lawsuit that Jason Hawes is currently embroiled in, and we're also going to talk about the Warrens Occult Museum, since I recently had the chance to go visit it. But as always, guys, make sure you drop any news that may be going under my radar, any questions that you have for Jason or Elton. And before I get into the news, I want to preface it with the fact that this is a civil lawsuit. It's not a criminal case, so just keep that in mind. And of course, everybody is innocent until proven guilty. I'm not alleging that anyone has done anything. I'm just trying to give you guys some sort of insight as to what exactly is going on with the Conjuring House situation and the lawsuit that has been filed. Now, I'm going to be citing a ton of sources throughout this entire video. All the screenshots I'm going to show you are from the Providence Journal, or WPRI, two different newspapers or two different news stations that are from the Rhode Island area. But it came out on the 5th of December that there was some sort of legal filing that was going on. On the 7th of December, one of you guys sent me the link to this filing, and initially I didn't believe it. I thought it was like maybe some sort of fake web page or something like AI, I don't know. So I clicked on the link, and then I went into my browser and I searched up Rhode Island active court cases. And I'll put the website down below so you guys can verify it for yourself as well. But there is a website where you can search up active court cases in Rhode Island, and I looked up Hawes, Jason, and the court case came up. So it is 100% real. I'll post a screenshot right here, but I was very confused. At the very top there, I didn't know who Elizabeth Greenhall, I believe is how you say her name was. I didn't know who Elizabeth was. I also didn't know who Julia DeMay was, listed on Jason's side and next to the other attorneys at the bottom there. I was trying to figure out who these people were. I stated in a TikTok video and a Facebook reel, I didn't know who Elizabeth was, and you guys found that out the same day. But I didn't end up posting an update that night, and I'm glad that I didn't. But when I made my update saying I didn't know who Elizabeth was, within probably an hour, I think I got 5 or 6 different messages saying Elizabeth is Jacqueline's sister. And I tried to respond to them all. I think I responded to them all. If I didn't respond to yours, I'm so sorry. If I didn't respond to yours, I'm sorry. I try to go through my DMs and respond to the news questions as much as I possibly can. I do miss some. I'm not going to say I'm absolutely perfect. I do get some crazy DMs too, so I don't see every single DM. But especially when it comes to my Facebook page, I try to check that quite often and see if you guys are reporting on or sending me any links to report on, or if you guys have any stories you want me to try to look into. But I was going through and I saw multiple messages from multiple different people saying that Elizabeth Greenhall was Jacqueline's older sister. I was like, that's very interesting. I'm gonna make a video tomorrow. You know, I'd gone to the gym around 4 a.m. that day, so I was excited to get home to go to bed, and I said I was going to make an update when I woke up. The next day when I woke up, the actual lawsuit was cited by WPRI. They had multiple different quotes, which I'll go into in just a moment here. Now, according to WPRI, in a video that they posted over on YouTube, their suit was basically alleging that Julia DeMay was appointed to act as a power of attorney for Jacqueline Nunez. Jacqueline is the current owner of the Conjuring House. She purchased the home in 2022. And if you guys remember, Jason and Jacqueline had a huge falling out over social media, which started the whole boycott the Conjuring House movement. And Jason ended up getting a no contact order or some sort of restraining order against Jacqueline due to incessant messaging, due to texts and voicemails and all these crazy things that he was receiving, right? He actually did a news interview with WPRI talking about this, and we thought that was the end of it, right? But now it has resurfaced. So now the allegations are that Jacqueline was not of sound mind in order to sign over the power of attorney. The lawsuit alleges that Jacqueline was not of sound mind to sign over her power of attorney, that the sale is not fair because it's $225,000 less than what she paid for the house in 2022. And it also alleges that they believe they could get a better price for the house. They believe they could get more than $1.3 million at a public sale, or that it's below fair market value. So what does this all mean? So basically the lawsuit is alleging that Jacqueline, if she was in her right mind, would not try to sell the house to Jason. She also, Elizabeth is also alleging that the power of attorney should be null and void because she believes that Jacqueline was not of sound mind to hand over the power of attorney, essentially, the power to sign over the Conjuring House. The lawsuit itself specifically says that the sale was meant to go for not less than $1.3 million, but the figure that is cited throughout the lawsuit itself is $1.3 million. So this is the figure that I'm running with as well. But this is some pretty crazy news. So just to recap, the lawsuit alleges that Julia DeMay was appointed as power of attorney for Jacqueline and was going to execute a sale of the Conjuring House to Jason Hawes for not less than $1.3 million, according to the verbiage used in the court case. Elizabeth, Jacqueline's sister, alleges in the case that Jacqueline would not sell the house to Jason given their history, and Jacqueline has stated publicly multiple times too that she would never sell the house at all. So she believes she is not in a position where she would actually sell the house, and she believes that the Rhode Island courts should step in to block the sale if it hasn't already happened, or should null and void the sale if it has already happened. I got a couple comments over on my Facebook post talking about the new lawsuit, and somebody had said, well, it seems like this is going to go on for quite some time. Why did Jason say that this was almost over? If this sale went through and nobody found out about it, it could have been over. This could have been the end of the story. Jason would have inherited the lien as well, to my understanding. So he would have paid whatever he was going to pay for the house. And then he would have also inherited the mortgage, to my understanding. So he would have had to pay Elton's LLC in order to retain ownership of the house. But it's all very interesting because I'm not sure what's going to happen next. To my understanding, now what has to happen is this is going to be some sort of legal battle between Elizabeth and Jason, Julia, and their attorneys. Now, something I want to make abundantly clear too, at the very bottom of the document, you can see interested parties. It lists Jacqueline, it lists Balefire LLC, which is Jacqueline's LLC, and it also lists Summit and Stone, which is the real estate holdings company is what it comes up as, that Elton Kesty used in order to purchase the underlying loan on the Conjuring House. Now, this does not mean they're directly affiliated in the lawsuit. Initially, I thought for some reason that Elizabeth was suing on behalf of them, but that is not the case. Interested party in the legal sense, as you guys informed me in the comments section, essentially means that they have skin in the game. The outcome of this suit somehow affects them, and they are somehow, it links them to the suit somehow. Depending on what happens, it will obviously affect Jacqueline, Balefire, and since Elton owns the mortgage, it would obviously affect him if the ownership changes, if that makes sense. But that's something I wanted to make abundantly clear. I said it over on TikTok and Facebook. I said I was under the impression that Elizabeth was suing on behalf of these folks, but it doesn't appear that way at all. Just interested party. The verbiage confused me. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not the best when it comes to actual legal terms, and I always ask for your guys' input. So thank you for commenting on my posts over on TikTok and Facebook and clarifying it. Guys, I'm in this to try to bring you guys the news and what I'm finding, and I'm hoping that we can figure it out together. I love doing the news videos. I find it very intellectually stimulating because I've been learning a lot about different processes that are very important in order to preserve these historical locations all around the U.S. Things that I never would have even thought about. It's very interesting to see how different people interact as well. I've had the chance to interact with a lot of people who are staunchly on Jason's side and a lot of people who are staunchly on Elton's side. But with this news about the lawsuit, where do you stand? Because I think these are very serious allegations. These are serious allegations that come with serious implications as well. As I said, I'll try to put any pictures on the screen right here that I haven't used so far, but I will cite my sources down in the description below. WPRI, the Providence Journal, and WPRI's YouTube video will be linked down below so you guys can read the documents for yourself. Whenever I do a news video like this and I have something that I can cite, I love putting it on the screen just so you guys can go independently verify it for yourself. But, we're not perfect. My interpretations may not be correct, so don't take my word as the end-all be-all. Go verify for yourself. Come back to me if you guys have any clarifications you can make or any questions that you have, and I'll do my best to correct what I've said or to help you understand where I'm coming from. But as I've said in the past, I don't really care who gets the house in the sense that I hope the house is preserved. I believe that Jacqueline has had a very rough few years. It appears that she went through some sort of mental break, and all of it was publicized. Her DUI arrest was released. All of the spats that she had back and forth on social media with multiple different people, all the allegations against her were very, very public. And as I said in a previous video, I hope this would never happen to me. I would hope it would never happen to my family or my friends or any of you guys for that matter. And to have it all be publicized too, that's so terrible, dude. It adds another layer to the whole story. And I can't imagine what she's going through. I can't imagine what Elizabeth is going through with all of this. But I'm interested to see how Jason responds to these allegations. Now, something that was updated on the filing itself is that there's some sort of temporary restraining order, I believe it's called a TRO, listed on the document itself. So I'm not sure who filed that or who it applies to, but I do think it will be quite some time before we start to hear anything because, you know, it is an active lawsuit that is going on, so I think it all will be quite quiet for the time being. Now, in terms of the Warrens Museum, I actually just had the opportunity to go investigate it out in Monroe, Connecticut. A group that we made friends with this past November actually reached out to me and they asked if I wanted to go. They said, hey, we have a couple spots open if you guys want to go to the museum. You and Steve can come and either film or just hang out, do whatever you want, but we have some spots open if you want to come. And initially I responded and I said no. I said, we have events down in West Virginia. We had public events for haunted nights that were going on. And I said, you know, people expect me at the events. They want to see me. They want to investigate with me. They want to take pictures with me. And the more I thought about it, I was like, man, if I pass up this opportunity and I never get another opportunity to investigate the Warrens Museum, I'm going to look back at this and be very, very upset because I feel like that's a bucket list spot for so many different investigators, right? To say that I've visited Ed and Lorraine Warren's house, I think is a really cool thing. And I'm excited to start posting content from this visit. I took a ton of pictures. I took a ton of videos. I took some videos with my meta glasses too to kind of do like a POV walking through the museum type content. That'll all be short form stuff that I post on my other social media platforms. If you guys don't follow me everywhere else, make sure you click the links down below in the description under all the news articles and everything. Go check me out because I post a lot of content on a ton of different platforms. But I had the chance to sleep over at the Warrens Museum. After I talked to Steve and a few of my other close friends over the few days that we had leading up to the events, I came to the conclusion that I should just full send and go to the Warrens Occult Museum because, as I've said in previous videos too, I don't think we'll have another opportunity to go there. At the current price, I think it prices us out from filming there because there's the content review fee and the just initial price to actually rent out the museum itself. But I must say the amenities were pretty incredible. The Warrens house itself is heated. I ended up sleeping in Lorraine's office, which was wild. And there's a good amount of space in the house itself to investigate leading up to the time we had in the museum and then shortly after our time in the museum as well. We investigated the house itself and had some pretty cool activity. In the investigation of the museum itself, same thing. We had some really awesome activity. It was pretty cold, but I also ended up taking a crucifix from Dan Rivera's protection area. They don't have merch to sell on site, and I'm a very sentimental guy, so I always try to get something from each location I visit. They allow us to. I take a brick, I take a tile, I take a piece of wood, you know, whatever I can, or I try to get a shirt. So at the Warrens Museum, I took one of the crucifixes there. It is actually right next to my Crescent Hotel lockdown lanyard right over here. So that's pretty cool to have in my office now. It's something I can look back on and remember. And like I said, I'm super excited to begin posting that content. I do have to send in any short form content I do for review to make sure that it's respecting the Warrens Museum itself, the history of the Warrens, the legacy of the Warrens, and it's all factually accurate. So I'm excited to start sending that over and to show you guys a glimpse into what it was like to investigate the museum because it was just a surreal experience. It was very, very cool. And thank you to Mike and Nikki for reaching out to me. We actually got the chance to get dinner with them at New Jersey Perry Unity. And if we had never made contact there, I don't think I would have ever had the opportunity to investigate the museum. So it's one of those things where it's like, I was just in the right place at the right time, you know? Steve had said that he went to the museum a couple years back, so he didn't really have an interest in going this time around. And he also had the events down in West Virginia. So he wanted to get down there in time to, you know, have some time to rest before the events, which I totally understand because it fell on a Thursday and the event weekend started on a Friday. So I totally get where he was coming from. But I'm also, at the same time, very glad that I took the opportunity to go to the Warrens Museum. Now, initially, in my TikTok videos and my Facebook videos too, I had said something to the effect of, I don't want to talk about the Warrens Museum too much because I signed a release when I got there, and I don't want to step on any toes or something to that effect. And I just want to clarify, I was under the impression for some reason that anything about the house or anything, you know, roughly relating to the house was under the same scrutiny as actual footage from the house. And Elton had reached out to me over on Twitter, and he basically said, like, that's misinformation. Don't be saying stuff like that because it confuses people. And I will retract that. That's my bad. I was under the impression I misunderstood what the release was saying. But if you check on their website too, at the Haunted Warren Home website, they actually say anything from the home is subject to review. So that's my bad. You know, I'm not infallible. I'm not perfect. I am human. So if I do make any mistakes in my reporting, if you guys see that I misspeak on a certain topic, or if you think that my opinion starts to soak into the story too much, please let me know, because I want to be as unbiased as possible. And as always, if you guys have any stories that are going under my radar, if you have any questions for Elton or Jason, anything like that, please comment them down below. But if you guys made it all this way, please drop a like on the video and subscribe if you're new. Paranormal news is not my bread and butter. I started this channel to be a catch-all for everything else that I do besides ghost hunting, but a little ghost hunting as well sprinkled in. But the news videos have really taken off for me. But it's been really fun to dig through all of these stories and try to sift through what is real and what is just hearsay, or what is just stories that are being made up. I always try to cite my sources either on screen or in the description or the comments of whatever post I'm making. But that's pretty much it for the news, guys. Like I said, it's probably going to be quite slow for the Conjuring House over the next few days, but Facebook and TikTok are where I make most of my Conjuring House updates. If you guys don't follow me over there, like I said, please go over and follow me there. And the Angel Tree project that I started on last week's video has gone incredible, dude. I went into my gym today and I was going to get another tag because I did the initial tag in that video. You guys got 100 likes within the first 2 days. So I got another tag and I put that on TikTok. And I went in yesterday and today to get another tag to do the 200 like video. But unfortunately, the tags are all gone. Well, not really unfortunately, actually. That's a great problem to have. All of the tags at my Angel Tree in my gym were gone. So I think I'm just going to donate $30 to the Salvation Army, because in my previous videos, I had said that I spent about $30 on each Angel Tree purchase. So I figured donating $30 to the Salvation Army is about equivalent to going out and doing the Angel Tree program. If you guys don't think that's fair, if you guys think I should donate it to maybe a local food pantry or something else, drop a comment down below and I'll definitely take that into consideration and go from there. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed the news video, please drop a like. Like I said, subscribe if you're new. Drop a comment down below with your thoughts, with your opinions. I'd love to hear them. And if you guys find any more information, please drop it down below as well. If you have a source, that would be amazing. And that's pretty much all I got for you guys. I think I already said that. I think I already tried to do an outro, but I can't stop flapping my gums. Anyway, I don't want to focus too heavily on news videos. I've already filmed a few ghost hunts, and I want to do an end-of-year recap type vlog here before New Year's. So the next few weeks could be very, a variety of content. I'm not exactly sure what the next few weeks will look like, but don't worry. More ghost hunts, more vlogs are coming soon. All right, for real. Thank you guys so much for watching. Much love. See you guys in the next video, whatever topic it's about.